If you read the title, you read the thumbnail, you know exactly what we're talking about. What's good, YouTube? It's your boys by Tom J, and I'm back with another video. Okay, so good or great versus useless. Now, as I make this video, I just want to say one thing here clear, that we are not going to be counting Bitfrost artifacts, okay? This is only going to be PvE based. Now, I will tell you some of the Bitfrost artifacts that are being used in Bitfrost that I'm seeing. I will tell you right now. So you have Weavers of Dream, but let me make this clear also as I say this, right? These artifacts are only being used max. They are not using these artifacts at level 1 unless it's maxed, okay? And when I mean by maxed, I'm talking about awakening stage. The wearer gains 90 ultimate energy at the start of battle. At max, you gain 140. You only use these artifacts at max event awakening stage before you even think about having these artifacts on, okay? Now let me say that. Now the artifacts that are being used for Bitfrost are Weavers of Dream. I've been seeing a lot of those. I also been seeing Hell Out for more DPSs. The wearer attack increases by 60%. The effect doubles if there are no more than 2 enemies on the field. As you know, when you are playing Bitfrost, one character dies immediately, realistically, right? It's either going to be a back unit, or if your tank is not properly built, it's probably going to be a tank. Realistically, that's how it goes, right? Those are probably the only 2 artifacts I have been seeing that people are been using on Bitfrost, right? I don't think there's any other artifacts that I have seen that are worthy that everybody's using. I think those are literally only 2, and I think this also, the allies defenders defense increased by 10%, or allies fighters attack increased by 10%, or all allies strike. I have been seeing this also. But besides that, we are going into the PvE artifacts and what artifact you should use and shouldn't use, okay? Don't nuke your account early, all right? So we're going to start off with by Katarok's command. I don't even know how to say that word. The wearer's attack increased by 20% for 15 seconds after they use their ultimate move. If you max this out, it's only to 30. This artifact you do not want to use at all. It is a 2-star artifact. It's not worthy, okay? 20% attack increase once you use your ultimate move. There's so many other artifacts that will give you attack increase by 15 plus more artifact effects, okay? You don't want to use the command. You don't want to use this. Heal My Roar. The wearer's attack increases by 1% up to 30% for every 1 of HP loss. So basically what's happening here, if you put this on any DPSs, right? We're talking about any DPSs. This is going to force you to take damage in order to do more damage. You don't want that. You want your back lineup to stay up as possible, okay? You don't want to use, you don't want to lose any HP on your back lineup. You want your back lineup to stay alive. That's the whole purpose of having a tank out, or having a healer out, or having a support that shields you, right? So Hear Me Roar is not a good artifact either to be using. Now, I will say this. If you are starting the game and this is all you have, by all means, put it on for now. You can level it up to maybe like level 40. Don't the level 30. Don't try to go too hard on these artifacts. These two-star artifacts. Keep them for later. Is what I should say. Okay, so now we got Ancient Allies. The wearer's attack increases by 12%. That's it. This is not worthy. Maxed out was 18%. Clear as day. Like I said, there's more artifacts that give you 15% with some extra effects on the side. You don't want to use, most 2-star artifacts are not being used, okay? The Warrior's crit rate increases by 60%. Now, this artifact, on the other hand, is a little different because at the end of the day, it is crit rate. You're not going to get that from a lot of artifacts in this game. I'm going to be honest with you. Unless it's an artifact that is equipped to a certain person. Okay? And maxed out, you get 24% crit rate. If this is all you have, this is what you would be using. Make a dream, okay? For any crit-based units. Don't just put it on any unit and think they're about to go crazy. For any crit-based unit. Like I said, for Weavers of Dreams, you can use this for PvE. This is probably the artifact I would tell you to put up if you don't have anything else, okay? If you have nothing else and this is all you have, put the artifact up, okay? You'll thank me later. Put it up. It would definitely be worth it. The Warriors gains 140. Try to max it out. All right. I will only tell you to put this up if you can max it out. Like I said, for the Awakening stage, if you can max it out, put it up. You get 140 ultimate energy at the start of battle. That is amazing. If you really think about it, that is half your ultimate already at the start of battle. Okay. For Bitfrost, mandatory. Everybody uses this on Invisible Woman. I'll put that in there too. Adaptive and evolve. The Warrior's outgoing healing is increased by 24%. Now, if you have somebody like Doctor Strange, okay, this is only for people like Doctor Strange, Sleepwalker, anybody who heals, okay, Moon Knight. This is the artifact you want to have on. Now, at the max up stage, you are getting it at 36% outgoing healing. There's not many artifacts in the game that's going to give you a lot of outgoing healing increase by 30%. There's not a lot. So if you have a healer, this is the artifact I would tell you to put on for now if you don't have something better. This artifact is useful. Learn from the best. Now, this artifact right here was running rampant for a while at the start of the game for any of your tanks. The Warrior's defense increases by 60%. Also increases by 4% for every 5 seconds after the battle starts, stacking up to 5 times. This was good. This right here was good. For every 5 seconds, you're getting a 16 and increase by 4% for every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds is increased by 4%. All right. And you're already getting a 16 on defense by itself. So imagine it's stacked out 4, 8, 12, 16, 24. You're getting 24%, okay, of defense. 24% of defense. So 16 plus 24, you do the math, you know the answer. Maxed out, it goes to 24, and this goes to 6. You do the math, you do the answer. This artifact right here was running rampant, okay? This was one of the best. When I say by far the best, I mean like the best artifact ever. Promise. Monsters Within is probably one of the best artifacts for a tank. If you don't have, you know, the best tank artifact in the game that everybody's using for their tanks, but you have to buy it, sadly. Where is it at? I don't even have it. Blessings of Visashanti. The Warrior HP increases by 10% after using their ultimate move. The Warrior gains a shield equal to 10% of their max HP. The Warrior deals 8% more damage. It takes 8% less damage when they have a shield. This is what people would use for tanks. This is what you will put on tanks, right? And after you use your ultimate move, you know you gain a shield into 10% of their HP. And the Warrior deals 8% more damage. It takes 8% less damage. This is what everybody's rocking on their tanks now. But like I said, you have to buy this. There's no other option. There's no options around it. I am a little mad that the game is like that, but it is what it is at this point, right? At this point, I'm just looking at the pros. I'm not going to be looking at the cons no more. I've been in a lot of videos, I've been talking about the cons of the way the game is going, but it's time for the pros because this game is not all so bad, okay? If you do get this card, mandatory on your tank. Now, let's go back to where we was at. Monsters Within is the free-to-play / you know, pay-to-win-ish version, I guess. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people still using this even till now. Even pay-to-wins, or some pay-to-wins are still using this card. And the reason why that is because you have a chance of maxing this out before you max out that card that you can only buy from the shop. Just keep that in mind, okay? So the wearer HP increases by 24. Let's do the regular. The wearer HP increases by 16%. Enemies adjust to the wearer deal 8% less damage to the wearer. Now at max is 24 and 12. It makes a big difference. Listen, let me say this also. Highlights are everything to the game. Highlights are your gear. Yes, artifacts are your gear too, but you can definitely go without them artifacts, but you mandatory need them highlights to make a difference when it comes to playing this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, it's just that's just how it is. Every game you need gear. It just is what it is. And the percentages that they give and the things that they do will really is a game changer. Highlights are mandatory. Touched by Kaiju, the wearer attack increases by 60%. Their energy regeneration increased by 16 if there's another allied defender or fighter on the team. Now, this is a good card, but a bad card at the same time because it forces you to have a defender or a fighter on the team. What if I want to come out with somebody like all strikers and a healer? That's what messes you up at, because realistically, when it come out to doing some of these boss battles or some of these regular battles, some you don't even need a defender. You just need a good healer like Doctor Strange or Sleepwalker or anybody who heals for that matter, and they'll sit there and they'll just heal you through the whole way, and that involves me with no defender. So that means I'm always going to have a fighter like Thor or somebody who's a fighter. Always has to be on the team. That's only the downfall to this card. But besides that, this is actually a pretty good card. Like I said, most 2-star artifacts are amazing because you have a chance of 5-starring them, right? Because obviously you're going to do a couple of summons in the game. You might end up getting these cards. Now, I did, like I said, for Hell Out before. The wearer's attack increases by 60%. The effect doubles if there is no more than 2 enemies in the field. The only time I've seen this artifact being real good is for Bitfrost, PvP. PvE concept, this is not really good because most stages, right, you're going to be going against multiple units. Unless you're going against a boss, But realistically, most stages you're going against multiple units. That's why you come out with mostly AoE units, right? Maxed out, you get a 24%. The card is still amazing, and it definitely can be used in PvE. Don't get me wrong, but is this the card you should be using at this point? Unless it's PvP? No, I still would say this card is not that good. Rising from Ashes. The wearer attack increases by 60% after using the skill or ultimate move to move. The wearer deals 10% more damage for 10 seconds. Now, when the game first came out, this is another card that was running rampant. Okay, and now the reason why I say that is because people wouldn't put this on. You do see Psylocke on the screen, right? It makes you it gives you like, okay, people are putting this on Psylocke, so I'm gonna go ahead and use Psylocke and just go crazy. No, that's not the case. People was putting this on Thor because, like it says in the card, the wearer's attack increases by 60% after using a skill or ultimate move that moves. The wearer deals 10% more damage. They would throw this on Thor, use his second skill that jumps over, that only costs 2 mana, and basically you would just spam this, because anytime you see Thor's card that jumps from another space to another space, you would just spam this out. Now maxed out is 24% and 15, so think about that. Now I haven't really seen nobody with this card maxed out, but I could be wrong. I haven't done enough pulls myself to get this card maxed out, but this is definitely a good card you do want to start out with. Hands down, by far, is a good card. Hired Blade. The wearer's attack increases by 60%. After the wearer performs the follow-up attack, their attack increases by 10%. If you're using the follow-up team, you should know already that this is probably one of the best cards for your follow-up team. Besides, obviously, the one card that's actually pretty good also. I don't have the card, sadly, but Warpaint. You can get this from Nightfall Shop. Nightfall Shop, you definitely could get this. You can buy this for like 1,000. I didn't buy it yet because I wasn't using the follow-up team, but honestly, this card is definitely very, very, very good. The wearer's energy regeneration increases by 24%. The wearer gains 30 ultimate energy when they perform a follow-up attack. Definitely amazing card. Maxed out 36%, 45. You do the math. This card is actually amazing. If you end up pulling this card early, please use it. You'll thank me later. But it has to be on a follow-up unit. Don't just use the card for anybody. It needs to be on a follow-up unit to do the follow-up damage that needs to be done. Okay. Also, right? Let's go back up. Let's move on to the next one. Friends on Street. The weird attack increases by 60%. The weird deals 6% more damage to debuff enemies. Now, we'll tell you this right now. This card is from a 7-day. When you log it for 7 days, you do get this card for actually no, you get this card for Memento. If I'm not mistaken. It's either 7 days or Memento, but this card is completely free. Now, I know you see Misty Knight on it. People wasn't using this for Misty Knight. This was the free-to-play Storm card that everybody would use on Storm. Because if you don't know, right, if you come over here to this right here, this was one of Storm's cards. The weirdest special damage increases by 20% for each debuff enemy on the field. The weird crit rate increases by 4% up to a maximum of 20%. The additional effect when equipped by Storm. For each debuff enemy in a target area, the ultimate move deals 5% more damage. Now, if you come back over to this card, this was a debuff card. You know, the weird's attack increases by 60%. The weird deals 6% more damage to debuff enemies. If you don't know, Storm is a very heavy debuff unit. When you use a Storm, she's always applying debuffs, okay? No matter what you do, Storm is always applying debuffs. So when you put this on Storm, she goes crazy and she does completely more damage. Maxed out 24%, 9%. You do the math, you know what's going on. This card is very, very important at the start. But as of now, 9 times out of 10, this card is not really being used as much. I am still using mines. If I believe, yes, I am still using mines on Storm because it's the only card I have. Unfortunately, the other card you have to buy from the shop. That's the only option. Great Minds. The weird crit rate increases by 20%. If the weird skill costs 3 or more mana, they deal with 10% more damage. This card is actually amazing at the start. Anybody who is obsessed with crit rate, this is for them. Anybody who has 3 or more mana, because usually there's a lot of people that takes 3 or more mana when it comes to their cards because of how powerful the cards are. For somebody, honestly, you can see who this is for. This is the free-to-play version for Iron Man. This is the card you would use for Iron Man to make him do even more PP damage as a free-to-player, light spender, and even well, because you got to remember, like I said, for the Awakening stage, you could get it +5. So at max, this is 30% crit rate. And if the weird skill costs 3 more, you're dealing 50% more damage. Just keep that in mind. These 2-star cards are most of them are better than the 3-star cards, but we're going to get to 3-star cards and why they're so important also. Rise like the Phoenix. The weird crit rate increases by 20%. For each allied character of a different class on the field, the weird attack increases by 2%. Now, the first part is amazing. The second part, for each allied character of a different class on the field, that's when it gets bad, because at the end of the day, sometimes you want to rock both allies. So any card that forces you to use different classes or use multiple of the same class is really bad, because, you know, what if you want to use the same class, and what if you don't want to use different classes? You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind too. But this card is very, like I said, this card is very good also for free to play. This is very good. You could just take the 30% crit rate and save the rest for later. Okay, until you get classes of characters of different classes, the 30% right now will hold you down. Now, Engage, as you know, with the Fantastic Four that came out, this is the card that came out. Honestly, you should not be using this card unless you have the Fantastic Four. Don't use this card on anybody else unless it's the Fantastic Four. And we're talking The Thing, we're talking Mr. Torch, we're talking Mr. Fantastic, and we're talking Invisible Woman, okay? If you don't have none of them on the team, this card is useless. I'm gonna just put that straightforward and down. But I will read what's going on in the card. The weird's HP, attack, and defense increases by 6%. When your team has 1, 2, or 3 of the following: the Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, and the Thing, all allies energy regeneration increases by 4, 8, and 16. The effect of the duplicate highlights do not stack. That was the only downfall to this highlight that I always said, was the fact that it doesn't stack. Imagine if this stacked. Imagine if you have 3 Fantastic Fours on the team, you're getting 16 and 16. Do the math. I don't have to do it for you. But besides that, this card is actually pretty good. If you have a whole Fantastic Four team, I would say put this on one person and have everybody else with their own cards or whatever cards you feel like they should have on. Guardian of Reality. The word HP increases by 60%. Their nearby allies attack speed increases by 8% with the effect double for summon units. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Summon units are horrible in this game. We have not yet to see an actual DPS or support come out with actual good summon units that actually are meant to be used. Well, what is it? The man thing. He's not really good at all. What's the other guy? Swing, I think. What's his name? I forgot his name. We go to heroes real fast. What's his name? Thread. Yeah, Thread is not really looking too good either. I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of these characters are just, it's not looking too good. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. It's not looking too good. So honestly, I'm gonna just tell you, this is not needed. Now, the only summon unit that I've seen that's been using, obviously, is Devil Dino and Moon Girl, but she only summons out one, and that's Devil Dino. That's it. You know, with a card like this, you want multiple. The word HP increases by 60%. That's fine. Their nearby allies attack increase by 8% with the effect double for summon units. What ass. So the more summon units that have, the more attack speed that comes out. Sadly, this card, it does go for 24 and 12, but sadly, this card is not worth it. Vow of Protect. The word out. Now, this is another card that started the game was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely amazing. It was by far one of the best cards. By far. Okay. Why? Well, the words outgoing healing increases by 32%. That's not even a max awakening. Just keep that in mind. After using the skill ultimate move that heals, they gain 1 mana also. Maxed out, we're looking at 48% of outgoing healing. This is the card that everybody would put on Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange will be going ballistic. Okay, absolutely amazing card. I would still use it to this day. Absolutely amazing card. No strings on me. All allied defenders defense increases by 10%. All allies fighters attack increases by 10%. All allied strike increases by 12%. Very good card. Is very based, very balanced, basic card. Maxed out, you're going 15, 15, 18. Perfect. It's all allies. You probably would want to put this on your support. It's all allies. You can't beat that. You know. Now we're gonna get into, you know, the 3-star cards. All right. Now, most of these cards are selected for specific characters. It might not say it, but as you can see it here, that is Thor Hammer. It should tell you a lot. The word HP increases by 20%. The word's attack increases by 8% for 5 seconds after they lose HP. It's straight base forward. You're getting 20% HP. As you know, Thor is on the front line. And the word's attack increases by 8% after 5 seconds after they lose HP. It's straightforward. You would want to put this on Thor at some point. He is on the front line. All right. Thor is a melee character. It's straightforward. Now, is the card the best? No. Is the card the worst? No. Simple as that. Now let's move on. Now we have Scarlet's card. Probably one of the best cards in the game. Even when you don't have this on Scarlet, people still use this on Human Torch. People use it on Human Torch. People use it on any DPS that is a special damage dealer. The wearer's crit rate increases by 25% after the wearer uses a buff skill. Their attack increases by 20% for 15 seconds. Additional effect when equipped by Scarlet Witch, special damage increases by 7%. Amazing card. I'm gonna be honest with you. Amazing card. Maxed out is 37.5. I don't know why that number, but crit rate. And after the wearer uses a buff skill, their attack increases by 30%. Now you understand why they put this on Human Torch. Human Torch has a buff skill, so if you apply this to Human Torch, he's definitely getting this 30% increase. Well, not 30%, 20% increase, but you know the deal, okay? Anybody who has a buff skill or anybody who just wants crit, you don't even have to use the buff skill. You can forget that because this has a period at the end. So you're always going to get this crit no matter what of 25%. Amazing card from Scarlet Witch. Now, obviously, this is Iron Man's card. Amazing card. Any 3-star card is pretty much useful because it goes for specific characters, right? The wearer's crit rate increases by 25% when the wearer deals physical damage to enemies with HP above 80%. Their crit rate increases by 20% additionally. Additional effect when equipped by Iron Man. After the wearer deals an enemy, after the wearer defeats an enemy, their attack increases by 20%. It's straightforward, okay? I don't want to make this video too long, so we're just going to speed run a couple of these. Ancient Frontier, amazing card. The wearer's energy regenerate increases by 30% after the wearer uses ultimate move. Allies crit rate increases by 16 for 10 seconds. This is probably the best card everybody puts on every support. And when time reversal was leaving, if you don't know, from Nightfall, when you go over to Nightfall and you will buy one of the Awakening Stage Universal dupes, when you put that on and then you go ahead and reset this card, you would get 2 cards. So that's why everybody has this card on 2 supports instead of 1. Adventures Await. This is the 7-day. You get this from 7-day. This is for Moon Girl and Devil Dino. So you should obviously put it on them. The word's attack and HP increases by 10% for each allied summoned on the unit on the field. The word's energy regeneration increases by 8%. Additional effect when equipped by Moon Girl and Devil Dino. Sneezing powder applied by Missile Mania lasts 5 more seconds. W card. Unyielding Barrier. The wearer's energy regeneration increases by 30% when allies have a shield. Deal 10% more damage and take 10% less damage. Additional effect when equipped by the Invisible Woman increases all allies' ultimate move crit damage by 40%. Amazing card. You don't understand how amazing this card is just from doing her ultimate move. All right. But like I said, in PvP, people want to rush her ult more faster, so they wouldn't use her card for PvE. For PvE, amazing. We also got a couple of other cards to talk about. I'm gonna just run past these cards where it takes 12% less damage when not really a good card. Like I said, any card that comes with 12% less damage versus giving the shield is not good. Great responsibilities, not good. Stand Strong. The wearer HP increases by 60% for each ally near the wearer. The wearer takes 10% less. Not good. Ambition. The wearer attack speed increases by 24% after they use a skill. Their attack speed increases by 20% for 15 seconds. This card is actually pretty good. If you have Ambition, I will advise you to use it on somebody like Thor or anybody who wants attack speed. War Paint. Like I said about this card, absolutely amazing. If you have this card, you have the follow-up team. You probably want to put this on all 3 of them. Strikeout. The wearer's attack increases by 60%. When an enemy adjusts to the wearer is defeated, the wearer recovers 5% of their lost HP. We don't care. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This is a card that you really just won't care about. It's useless. All right. Thread of Hatred. As you know, this is probably for Thread. The wearer's attack increases by 60% after the wearer uses the ultimate move. Their summon units deal 20% more damage. We don't. This is not good. Like I said, Thread is not a good unit, sadly to say. Time for Walkies. The wearer's HP increases by 60%. After the wearer uses an ultimate move, refunds 40 to 80 ultimate energy randomly. This card is amazing, okay? This is the card you want to use, okay? If you can by chance get this card, you can get it from the Battle Pass, okay? I would say that right now. You can definitely get it from the Battle Pass, or you can get lucky, and as you summon in, you have Time for Walkies. If you have this card, Please try to max this out, because maxed out you're getting 60 to 120 ultimate NG randomly just from doing an ultimate move. Put this on your supports. You'll thank me later. Sad to say, I don't have this. I don't know what I chose from the battle pass. I think I chose some BS. Started the game, this card will carry you. Selfie time. This is from Nightfall. All allies attack increases by 5%. Allied skill that costs 2 or less mana. We don't know. Not worth it. Absolutely not. And then they also, and a couple of people also have their own highlights as well, but I don't think I'm going to go through it. This video is 13 minutes long on the best versus the useless highlights. It's your boys by Tom J. I'll catch you later. But what I will say is a couple of characters are coming out with their own highlights. What does this mean? I honestly don't know. Juggernaut's coming out with his highlight. Thor is coming out with his highlight. And who else? Emma has her own highlight, and Doctor Strange. It's your boys by Tom J. I'm out. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.